Today we're going to learn a beginner version of Let Her Go by Passenger. We'll go through the chords used throughout the song so that we're familiar and comfortable with playing them, and then move into how the song is played. Now the first thing you should do before you start playing guitar is to be sure that your guitar is in tune. I suggest you getting a digital tuner so that you can make sure you're in perfect tuning. Today's song is played in standard tuning, but we're going to use a capo on our 7th fret. Now the next thing you want to do before you start playing is to make sure you cut your fingernails nice and short. What this will do is this will make it easier for you to press down onto the frets, and you can avoid any unnecessary buzzing or muting of the strings. Now the next thing we're going to do before we get started is we're going to number our fingers so that when I explain to you which finger to use where on which chord, you'll know exactly what I mean. So finger number 1 is our index finger, finger number 2 is your middle finger, finger number 3 is your ring finger, and finger number 4 is your pinky. Now let's move into the chords used throughout the song. Alright, now as I said, we're going to have to use a capo on our 7th fret. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to slap that on. Now for anyone who doesn't have big fingers or long fingers, this song might actually be easy for you to play because all the chords are played down here onto the 7th fret. So a little simpler. Now there's going to be 5 chords we're going to use, and they're all pretty simple except for maybe one. Now I'm going to go through them in detail, but quickly I'm going to run through which ones we're going to play. So the first one we're going to learn how to play is going to be an F major 7 C. Then we're going to learn our regular C. Then I'm using a 4-finger G when playing this song because I believe that's how he plays it. An A minor and an E minor. Okay, now let's go into detail for each one of those, and we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see, and then we'll get into the song.
The F major 7 C chord is essentially an F variation chord, but while playing the high E open.
Alright, so this first one we're going to learn the F major 7 C. I also call this by the name of an F variation, and it's a non-bar chord form, and it's played with fingers number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now it's really close to regular C. Now the way we're going to play this, like so, is going to make it easier to move into our C chord, because we're only going to have to move a few fingers. So how we're going to play this chord is finger number 1, we're going to place onto the 1st fret here, and then when I say 1st fret, I mean the 1st fret after our capo. That's always how I'll refer to it. So finger number 1 on the 1st fret of our B string, okay, and finger number 2 is going to come down here below it onto the 2nd fret of our G string, and then finger number 3 and 4 are going to go onto the A string on the 3rd fret, and then right below it, the 3rd fret of our D string. Okay, so we put all those down like so. This gives us our F major 7 C, which throughout the song, I'll just refer to this as the F. Okay, the next one we're going to learn is our regular C chord.
The next chord is a C chord. The C chord uses 3 fingers.
Alright, so the regular C chord, we're going to use fingers number 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be almost the exact same shape, so this was our shape for our F major 7 C. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our fingers exactly the way they were, except finger number 1 and finger number 3 are going to lift up, and finger number 2 is going to come back down here onto our 2nd fret of our D string. Okay, and then finger number 4 is not going to be used. Okay, that's our C chord. The next one we're going to learn is the 4-finger G.
The next chord is a G major, or what I like to call a 4-finger G, where all 4 fingers are used.
Alright, so the 4-finger G, like you said, or like I said, it's going to be 4 fingers. We're going to use finger number 1 is going to be placed onto the 2nd fret of our A string. Finger number 2 is going to come down here onto the 3rd fret of our big E string. And then fingers number 3 and 4 are going to come down here onto the 3rd fret of both the B and the high E string. Okay? And that's what our 4-finger G should sound like. The next one we're going to learn is the A minor.
The next chord we'll learn is an A minor, which also uses 3 fingers.
Alright, so the A minor is going to use finger number 1, 2, and 3 as well. So what we're going to do now is our finger number 1 is going to be placed in the same spot as our C and our F major 7 C on the 1st fret of our B string. Then finger number 2 and 3 are going to be placed side by side on the 2nd fret of the D string and the G string. Okay, like so. Now if we put them all down, this is our A minor. Alright, Now the last one we're going to learn is the E minor. That's the easiest one.
The next chord, E minor, is only using 2 fingers. Whichever 2 fingers is most comfortable for you is what you should use.
Now the E minor can be played with a few different fingers. However you feel comfortable, you can do that. I'm going to use fingers number 1 and 2 to play it. So finger number 1 is going to go onto the 2nd fret here on our A string. And then I'm going to put finger number 2 right below it onto the 2nd fret of our D string. Okay? You strum all 6 strings and it should sound like so. Alright, now let's move into the song. Alright, now what we're going to do is the intro part where it's piano and guitar kind of together. That's more of an intermediate to advanced part, and that's the part that I played at the beginning of the song. And if you watch our other videos, the intermediate and the advanced, you'll see how to play that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the chords that are used over that, and then we're going to go into the intro, the chorus, the verse, and the bridge. Now all of these are pretty similar. The intro and the chorus are exactly the same, and the verse is the only thing that's different, and the bridge is exactly played the same way as the verse. So there's really only 2 parts we need to learn. The intro is identical to the chorus again, and the verse is identical to the bridge. So now it's going to be 4 chords for each of these. So we'll start with the intro, which again will be the chorus. They're identical, and I'll show you the 4 chords that we're going to need for that. Now the first one is going to be the F, okay? So this one here, and then a C chord is going to be used. And then we're going to use our 4-finger G, and then our A minor. So he does that, like so, once, and then he does the F, the C, and then he finishes on the G. Now I'm going to play this once, in regular time. Now don't forget, you can scroll back and you can listen to the way I'm going to play it so that you know where you have to be when we're done practicing. Now after I play this in regular time, we're going to go back and play nice and slow together. Okay? So here I go. Just watch. Now that's in regular time. Now let's play this nice and slow together, okay guys? On the count of 3. So we're going to play the F major 7. Then we're going to play our C chord. Then a G. Then the A minor. And the second time we go through it, there's no A minor at the end, okay? We just go F, C, and G. And that's it, okay? So here we go, nice and slow guys, and together, play along with me. And here we go. So the F first. 1, 2, 3. C. 4-finger G. A minor. Now back to the F. To the C. Finish off on the G. Okay, again that was our F, C, G, and A minor. Okay, now some of those changes are a little quick. You might have to play the song at a little bit of a slower tempo for the first little while, but if you keep practicing you'll get it and you'll be up to speed, no problem. Now rewind, practice that again, and until then we're going to move into the verse, which is just a little tiny bit different and pretty much the same chords, except we're going to add in the E minor. Alright, so we just learned the intro and the chorus, which are all the same, and now what we're going to do is we're going to learn the regular verse, and during this lesson we're also going to learn how to play the bridge because it's identical, okay? No different at all. So the chords are almost the exact same, except we're going to use the E minor in this one, and we're going to mix the chords up a little bit. Instead of an F first, we're actually going to play the last chord in the first line of the intro first, which is the A minor. And then move into our F, and then I use our G, and then the E minor. Now you see when I switched from a G to the E minor, finger number 1 was already in place. So for this particular song, it's better actually to use your first and second finger for your E minor chord. It makes the switch very easy to do, okay? Now I'm going to play it in regular time like I did before, and then we'll come back and we'll play it together nice and slow. Alright, so here's how it goes. I played it the full 2 times, and then from there he actually goes into the chorus again. But now let's go back, because like I said, we just learned the verse and the bridge, but now let's learn it together, okay? So on the count of 3, we're going to play the A minor. Now, moving from the A minor, you can see that finger number 1 is already in place for the next chord, which is the F. So keep that one there, lift the other 2, switch around these ones to get your F. Okay, now we're going to have to move all of them for the G, okay? And then again, finger number 1 is in place, so lift the other ones, slide up just a little bit, and then put our finger number 2 down to make our E minor. Okay, so again, that's our A minor, F, G, and E minor. And the next one, we forget about the E minor and we stay on the G, okay? Here we go. On the count of 3, guys. A minor, F, G, E minor, A minor, F, G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. F to the G, the E minor, A minor, to the F, to the G. Alright, now rewind a bit and play that again. Now don't forget, the bridge is exactly the same, so I'm not going to do another part to the video for the bridge because we just learned it, okay? So those 2 parts, we'll play the intro and the chorus part at the intro, and then the chorus he plays right away after the intro. Then he moves into a verse, then he plays the chorus again, which we just learned, and there's another verse, and then he plays a bridge, which is exactly like the verse, okay guys? So when you switch from the verse to the bridge, the only way you can actually tell is if you're singing, because he doesn't change anything his playing wise, okay? And he goes in and he plays the chorus actually 2 more times at the end of the song. Other than that, that is Let Her Go by Passenger. Great, guys. Hey guys, great job learning Let Her Go by Passenger. Now if you enjoyed this video and it helped you, don't forget to check out the rest of our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching everyone, and good luck.